Boom.
Right, so we're live. We're good to go.
We are good to go.
All right, that is pasted. Post that. Cool starry. All right, you guys ready? Ready to talk? Ready to talk SPRtz?
Yep.
All right. That's annoying. All right. Cool. I don't know if you can view live comments on there. Don't know how that's going to work. Oh, there it is. Live chat. Cool story. Boom. All right. So, welcome anybody who's watching, which I don't know. Oh, there's two people watching, probably Justin and I, playing with his beard. Welcome everybody to minisode 3 out of 4 for our SPRtz talk for our NFL preview. You all right over there?
Who, me?
No, Justin.
Oh.
Just talking about SPRtz.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about the AFC and the NFC North today. And go over just like we did the past 2 weeks. We'll go over key acquisitions. We'll go over, what are we doing? Key acquisitions, storylines, MVP of the division, win-loss predictions, bold predictions, all kinds of stuff. So, side note, hey Justin, guess what I just got an email for? Your GameStop order has been shipped. Get the fuck out of here. So let's start off with the AFC North.
All right.
So let's see. Let's start with the Steelers and go with the news and the top storylines. What do you got, Brandon?
I guess it's just Bell and him holding out, but I guess that's going to end soon.
9-1 from what he tweeted.
Yeah. Other than that, I can't. I mean,
The other thing is Martavis Bryant coming back from suspension. And I'd argue James Conner also is like super freaking popular out there.
yeah.
Right? Not even out there in the country. He's
Like in
the
the
second,
country,
second selling jersey behind Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That's what I had to first storylines was literally Le'Veon Bell holdout / Martavis Bryant return. So we'll see how that lasts.
A conditional return or something? Like, is he like on a probation or something? Like
he was suspended indefinitely last year, and then at the beginning of training camp, they were like, "We'll finally reinstate you." So I think he technically right now is suspended still, but he will be reinstated as of like whatever the first day of the first week is, like of the regular season.
Gotcha.
He'll be reinstated so he can play. So let's see. Ravens.
Flacco injured. That's about it.
Yeah. Honestly, for this division, there wasn't much big news.
Although I guess you could say the whole thing with Kaepernick's girlfriend posting that picture of Ray Lewis and the owner.
That I did not see.
You didn't see that?
No, I did not see that.
No.
So Kaepernick's girlfriend, this is posted a picture of Ray Lewis hugging the Ravens owner, and below that she posted another picture from Django Chained of Samuel Jackson hugging
Kaepernick's girlfriend appears to compare Biscotti to slave owner.
Yeah. So
we have another Brunt Grimes situation.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool story. And you want to know why you weren't signed? Because of shit like that. I guess wasn't that what we're going to talk about? That was Kaepernick.
And then
that was the only thing I was going to bring up.
A smaller story is Kenneth Dixon out for the year already, and he was going to be their lead back.
Yeah.
They were big up on him up out there.
Very true.
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Yeah, now they're just hyping all the backs again. Like, oh, West looks good. So does Buck Allen.
Yeah, we have all those guys that we've had for the past like 3 years.
Yeah, it's like all of them that were subpar in the season.
Right.
Who's
the other guy? Taliaferro or something like that.
Yeah, Lorenzo Taliaferro.
Yeah.
And I think they signed.
They have Danny Woodhead.
Yeah, Woodhead. That's it
as well. But he has already got like a hamstring injury or something.
Right.
So, that's not going to good. Yeah, I had Joe Flacco's injury. I mean, you could also say like Dennis Pitta's injury again, and they also had another person injured. Like they're just banged up. So
yeah,
I don't even know the latest on Joe Flacco's injury, but I feel like it's going to be a while. It's a back injury.
Yeah, like they keep saying that he'll be ready like early, like game 1 or 2, but it's looking less and less likely that he'll be ready that soon.
Right.
Yeah, they're trying to avoid the pup list, but then again, I don't really think Flacco's all that good. So
I also don't. I saw his stats recently, and he's been doo-doo.
Yeah,
they're saying like everyone's like he's elite because he won Super Bowl, like
right.
So he has. I don't know if you guys knew this. He has the highest cap hit of anybody in the league this year.
Yeah, because he got it right after he won the Super Bowl.
Right. Like $24.5 million cap hit.
Oof.
So
they cut him.
Well, they said that they actually can't cut him until about 2019, with it being fiscally responsible.
Right, without just destroying their whole entire.
Right. So I mean, he's not bad. He's better than some of the other quarterbacks in the league, but he's not definitely worth that money.
Right.
That's stupid money. So,
especially with yeah.
So they also got. Do you want to go? I mean, we'll just keep it at the top storyline for now. We'll get into more news later. Bengals. Again, there wasn't.
There was a draft pick, maybe, which we can talk about after. But
I would say, didn't Pac-Man Jones get suspended again?
No, I don't think he got suspended. I thought he. I don't think he got suspended. I'm pretty sure he, maybe he did get suspended. Oh yeah, suspended without pay. Cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could have sworn he got suspended again. And I'm like,
that's right. He told a cop to suck my dick.
That's a Saturday for me.
All right, cool. So Pac-Man Jones is suspended again. What's new? He's on the Bengals, and there's suspensions. I had that they added the youth on offense with John Ross and Joe Mixon, but then they also lost a few people on defense, as well as their offensive line. So they lost a lot of people.
Yeah,
I feel like
that team's gonna be doo-doo this year.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see for predictions to see what we all think.
There's my early prediction. Spoilers.
No,
they're gonna be doo-doo.
And then the Browns, they had the first overall pick. They got Myles Garrett, and then their quarterback battle, I feel like, is
especially because now Kaiser seems to be winning.
Kaiser Permanente.
Kaiser
seems to be winning, but
right. Cody Kessler was the starter. People thought when they come in. Now it's Deshaun Kaiser, and then it's whoever.
Now they're trying to get rid of Brock.
Lobster. Brock Lobster.
Brock Lobster.
So again, storylines for this division were very kind of bland and boring. I feel like
I kind of feel like this was like a division that didn't make a lot of moves. This is kind of like.
I also feel like this division is bland and boring.
Right. I feel like they used to be very, very kind of like there's a lot going on with it.
Right.
Like literally Bengals, Steelers, Ravens were all three teams that were kind of like playoff worthy, and then the Browns were just kind of there.
Yeah. Right.
And now I feel like this year it's kind of like Steelers, if they don't win the division, will be kind of an upset.
Yeah.
These other teams winning it, and if they do, I'd be pretty shocked.
Yeah, that would be very true.
Yeah, none of them are really like you think they're going far into the playoffs if they do make it.
Mm-hmm. Not at all. not with the other teams that we've said we thought for the AFC. So let's go over to the best pickup for each team. Start with the Steelers.
I don't even know. Like, I guess.
So I had who?
Their defensive end they got Alula.
Tyson Alulu.
Yeah.
Alulu. I picked Cody Sensabaugh because last year they got burned a lot from the corner spot, and he's a really good slot corner. So, well, not really good, but he's better than what they had. So that should help them a little bit in that spot. But that was basically it. I'm getting blurry about a second because I'm rocking the chair while I'm talking.
I actually had James Conner as their best pickup, and
that's another one too
because they lost D'Angelo Williams. So, Le'Veon needed a backup. One, Le'Veon could get hurt. Two, he could potentially get suspended again. So, to have somebody there who could potentially carry the load. If there's anybody that could carry the load, it's that guy because he had like the most rushing attempts in like FBS history, I feel like, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's who I had as there.
Say TJ Watt, just because like I guess they're. I mean, he was their first round pick, and they're definitely expecting him to replace Harrison. So that's some pretty big shoes to fill.
Yeah, but how long is Harrison still going to play? The motherfucker is strong as shit at 40 years old or whatever he is.
I know
he's invincible.
Yeah.
But he surprisingly only had 5 sacks last season.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just a constant. He's a guy you can count on.
Yeah, you definitely have to worry about him still.
The motherfucker's playing volleyball with a medicine ball. Come on now. Like that shit's ridiculous. Ravens.
I went Danny Woodhead, but he's injury prone. I kind of feel like at this point
he's already injured.
That's what I mean. So the thing is, when he's healthy, he can be good. It's just
I think maybe like Carr or Jefferson. I think
that was going to be my others. Yeah,
Jefferson could be a pretty good pickup, and because he's pretty. I mean, he's a pretty good safety. Like, and he's pretty versatile too. So.
Yeah, if he wasn't on Arizona last year, I think he started after Tyrann Mathieu got hurt, but basically he would be a starter on a lot of teams, which he's now the starter.
Yeah.
So he was a choice. I actually put Jeremy Maclin.
That's who I was going to ask. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to put Jeremy Maclin just because they have Mike Wallace, who's I think now a lot older and not as versatile. And then they're basically hoping that Bashad Perriman can be
glass
where they drafted him, right? So, I mean, it's not like Jeremy Maclin isn't injury prone himself, which he is, but I think he brings at least a somewhat of a receiving threat to the team that doesn't have very many at all.
Right.
Because you got to look back to when he was with the Eagles that last season. He had a really good season, and then he went to the Kansas City Chiefs, who don't pass like at all. So,
and he still had
they don't do deep passes,
right? Which was he still had 1,000 yards one season with them, right?
Yeah,
first season.
I think the first season he still did okay.
Yeah,
but if I remember correctly, they were in the bottom 5 of pass attempts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he went from
the Ravens are like the top 5, if you believe that.
Yeah. I mean, he went to a team with Alex Smith, and Alex Smith can't throw the ball over 30 yards. So,
right.
Your video is going in and out, Justin. It looked like
it went out because I hit the button on accident.
Oh, you big dummy. So Bengals, their best pickup.
Let's see. Probably, it's probably a Mixon. Like, do they even have an actual like free agency pickup?
I don't.
They did. Kevin Minter, linebacker.
Yeah, that's not. I had John Ross as the best pickup just because they needed somebody opposite of AJ Green besides Brandon whatever his name is, Brandon LaFell. I don't even know who I don't know who the other guy is that their second wide receiver was last year.
I thought he did pretty good because like he kind of had to step in for when Green got in.
Was it Tyler Boyd?
Yeah.
Who they also drafted?
Yep.
I mean, he did okay, but
yeah. I mean, they still have AJ Green, who's probably top 5 receiver in the league still, but I don't know. I thought John Ross over Joe Mixon only because they already have Giovanni Bernard and Jeremy Hill.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Bernard has an obvious role in the offense as third down back receiver type guy, but I guess they weren't very happy with Hill's production overall, even though it's so weird. Didn't he have 1,200 yards 2 years ago?
Yeah, he did fine.
So
but
I don't know.
The big thing with them, which I think we'll get into it a little bit, is their offensive line got demolished. It's gone.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we can talk about that in a little bit as Justin tries to figure out his camera, unless he's picking his nose and doesn't want us to see it.
I didn't want you to see me pick my nose.
Okay. Gotcha.
No, I picked Mixon as well. I just think if it wasn't for his little altercation, he would have been a first-round pick.
Yeah.
And he's a talented guy.
He almost was a first-round pick.
Right. Well, and the thing is, I think Gio Bernard is more kind of like a pass-catching, goal line kind of back they kind of use him as now. Whereas Jeremy Hill, I feel like he's been fine, but he's not been, great.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why they went with Mixon. I don't think you draft Mixon as early as you do, or they did, I should say, unless, you intend to use him.
Yeah. Basically, Jeremy Hill is going to be gone next year is what I'm foreseeing. So
what?
Yeah.
I don't know. You keep fucking shit up.
It just keeps turning off now. There's one time I accidentally hit the button. Now it just won't.
I think you guys need a laptop.
Oh, true.
Let's see. Let's get to. You want to do bold predictions, or you just want to kind of go over a general discussion of each team?
Wait, did we do the Browns predictions?
Oh yeah, Browns.
Jeez.
Don't forget the Browns. They're the ones that had actually the most additions.
Right.
They probably had the best offseason. I had Myles Garrett as the best pickup.
It's either him or Zeitler.
Well, the only reason I didn't go with Zeitler is because their offensive line was already good, and they just made it even better.
Yeah.
So,
I
mean,
O-line additions.
You went
as
what?
well. I went the O-line additions as well because they added him and
J.C. Treader.
Yeah, I feel like they were okay, and now I think they're one of the top ones in the league now. And with what they want to do, what Hugh Jackson wants to do over there is run. So
right,
and keep the quarterback upright. So
on paper, they're one of the best. We'll see exactly. They are the Browns, so we have to see.
Right.
I'll play with them on Madden though. That'll be a good offensive line.
True.
Yeah, I just had Myles Garrett. I feel like he's just going to be a pretty big beast.
Yeah.
I mean, the defense is getting a little better than it used to be. So, all right. So that is all the best pickups for the teams. Bold predictions or notes? Bold predictions. Made a decision.
Bold predictions. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Let's start at the bottom. We'll go Browns. Bold predictions.
Who's going first this time?
Justin. He looks hyped up.
Okay. Deshaun Kaiser will start all 16 games as the starter.
It's pretty bold as he's a rookie.
It's bold because he's a rookie, and it's bold because the Browns and last year they had how many quarterbacks? 4 or 5?
I think 16. Makes sense. All right, Brandon.
I put no player will be in the top 20 in any category for fantasy football.
Oh,
wow.
Damn. Well,
I mean, there's only really two that could have the possibility.
Crowell's going to be for one.
Here, let me.
You'll know.
Unless he gets hurt.
Let me tell you my bold prediction. Isaiah Crowell leads the league with over 1,600 yards rushing and 12 plus touchdowns.
You think you'll be number 1 overall? Wow.
Yeah, that's a bold prediction, right?
Yeah. I hope you're right because he's my keeper. My big
I figured you would like that one. It's that offensive line. I feel like it's just too good. I feel like
I do.
They will need good play from their quarterback to make sure they don't stack the box.
Right.
So,
that's kind of what I feel like will happen early on.
Yeah. Well, with Kaiser being a running quarterback, I just feel like that type of thing can happen, So
that was the reason why I was happy with the news today that Kaiser was the starter.
Right.
Good.
Right. So, all right, bold prediction for the Bengals.
you want to stick with the same order?
Sure.
Okay. Joe Mixon wins Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Okay. You think that's just AFC or all rookies?
I was saying all rookies.
Okay.
For offense, not obviously.
Right. All right, Brandon.
Let's see. For the first time in his career, which I thought was kind of crazy, AJ Green finally hits 1,500 yards, and 12 touch TDs.
Damn,
it's wow.
Like,
that's pretty big.
I'm not going to
kind of crazy though that I didn't think that he's never had over 1,500 yards though. Like the closest he had was like 1,432.
Because it's later. But when I was looking at Stafford's stats for something, I was just like, damn, he is fucking good. Like, especially in the yards. He's always over like 4,000 yards, but we'll get that.
Oh, yeah. So my prediction is that Andy Dalton gets benched after week 5, and AJ McCarron leads the Bengals to a 10-6 record.
Ooh.
Wow. That's my bold prediction.
Damn. I can actually see that, though, because McCarron was like a hot name this offseason, like that the Bengals might trade him.
Right.
So
let's go to the Ravens.
Ravens bold prediction. What did I put? Ravens finish with their worst record ever, which is 4-12. Like that's not my prediction of what the record is. They'll just finish the season with their worst record of all time for franchise record.
Okay. Damn. Wait, what is their worst record?
4-12.
Okay.
So they'll finish 2 wins, 1 win.
Damn. Okay. Mine was, which actually isn't as bold as I thought it was, but they will become they'll be a top 5 defense. So like, and I looked it up and they were actually like 7th or 8th. They added like defensive pieces. So it's like, they're just going. I mean, they're probably gonna get better. So it's kind of bold, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it's bold to say because it's like I don't know. I wouldn't if you said were the Ravens top 10 last year. I would have said no, but then I guess they were. So
yeah, I didn't expect them. I guess I don't know. I guess just because of the record, I didn't think of it.
And I feel like that defense is getting old, and they've lost players like McPhee and Trevathan. I don't know, Trevathan was Denver, but McPhee and like they've lost other people.
Yeah, like they lost Webb and
yep.
Let me see. I know there was a few more people, but they also added Brandon Carr, Jefferson, and then they still got what is his name, Mosley, who's like kind of like the centerpiece. So. I guess we should skip Steven and go to, or did we do all of them? Oh no, we didn't do Pittsburgh.
Steven, are you there? Can you hear us? All I see is you're muted and your camera's turned off. I don't actually know if you're like there or can I unmute him? Holy shit, I might be able to unmute him. That'd be funny. He's just someone.
Oh man.
All right. Well, I'll text him, but while we're doing, you're texting him.
Yeah.
This has been a train. All right.
So we do Pittsburgh's?
We can do Pittsburgh, yeah.
Okay.
You can go first because I'm hoping Steven comes back for mine because I bet you he's gonna be like, what?
Okay. So mine is Bell wins rushing title with 1,700 yards. It's
how much?
I guess 1,700.
Ooh, okay.
Like I think his goal was 2,000, right? Or that's always what they say. But I could definitely.
So you're saying all-purpose yards over 1,700?
No, rushing only.
Just rushing. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So just back to Baltimore for a second. Steven's prediction: Joe Flacco misses the first 8 games of the season. Ravens go 1-7 without him and finish 3-13.
So it's almost just like yours, or it's exactly like yours, basically.
Yeah. So he also predicts they will have their worst record, but he's predicting a little bit more to it that it's because Joe Flacco misses the first 8 games, kind of.
Yeah. Huh. That's pretty interesting.
All right, and then my Steelers one is Le'Veon Bell has a down year in rushes and combines for 1,250 yards or less.
Damn.
That's a weird
really off year.
Yeah, it's a really off year. Now, I have a reason for it though. I feel like they'll not okay. So I feel it's kind of goes with the whole him holding out. This is why it's a bold prediction. Is that they're kind of like, well, you know what? All our fans are really liking this James Conner kid. We're going to give him more carries and we're going to mix him in more, and we'll just let Bell walk next year and he can go get whatever. And like they'll just kind of be like, see you later type of thing. But that's why it's bold. Like I don't know if I 100% really believe that's going to happen, but that's my bold prediction is that he actually has a bad year and it's because they mix in Connor and pass maybe a little bit more and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's really just because you picked David Johnson over him, isn't it?
Damn. Okay. So here's Stevens. Bell only plays max 4 games due to suspension or injury, and James Conner finishes with over 1,100 yards and wins AFC Rookie of the Year. So basically, he also thinks James Conner's going to have a big year.
Yeah. Wait, but I wonder why he's expecting a suspension.
Yeah. Maybe he just put – yeah, I don't know. That's actually kind of weird. I don't know why you put a suspension.
Maybe it's like a team induced for missing.
Maybe he just put that to cover all bases.
Yeah.
So if we go back to actually see how accurate we were.
Yeah.
Tony ain't shit.
You said you ain't shit. Fuck.
All right. So was that all the teams?
Yes. Well, so question though, what was Spell's suspension from last year? Was it?
I think it was. Was it weed?
Was it just because he was caught, or would he actually test positive?
I think he. Hold on. Let's see. Bell suspension.
Because wasn't it like a thing with him and Blunt in a car or something?
Yeah, that was. You know what? That was what it was, and he just didn't have to serve anything for it until the next season. I think that was from the season before, because the one season he was injured.
Yeah.
So it was reduced to 3 games.
Yeah.
3 games by the NFL for violating the league substance abuse policy. The suspension was reduced. Yeah, so I think that's That looks to be what it was, but it was league substance abuse.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I guess that just leaves our MVPs, right?
Yep, MVPs. Well, Stevens. I wonder if he's pooping. Something, but his MVP is Big Ben.
I don't see it, but
I don't either. I just don't. Yeah, I just don't. Let's put it that way.
I feel like it's definitely gonna be a skill position player.
Yeah,
like mine is Bell, but obviously I guess that's probably not yours.
The funny thing is, I was like, who's gonna be mine? I'm like, I don't know. I want to say Bell, but I can't go like bold prediction. He's not gonna do that good, yeah. And be like, but he's still gonna be MVP. I'll go with AJ Green.
Okay.
No, you know what? I won't go with AJ Green. I'll go with Antonio Brown.
Okay. That's a pretty good.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of Antonio Brown.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
Were you pooping? Just be honest.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Stomach's not very.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your episode of Poop Talk. Back to NFL Sports Talk.
So, I assume, Brandon, you said you kind of gave what mine were.
Yeah.
So we can quickly just tell you what ours were.
Yeah.
So I had Le'Veon Bell will have less than 1,250 total yards. Was my bold prediction for Bell.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just feel like
James Conner.
I think they're going to put him in there a little bit. And I also could see, honestly, them like from what I understand is that Bell and Agent and the Steelers had like basically a deal done, and Bell was like, no.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that in the news part.
Yeah.
Like,
so there was like
we declined like the highest paid contract ever.
So I feel like the Steelers might feel like this guy is going to want a ton of money, and our fans are loving James Conner right now. And I feel like if Conner plays well enough, they might just say, all right, see you later, Bell. We will pay this guy less money. And
can you do that with a guy who's that talented?
Right.
I don't know. Is Bell that talented, or is he a virtue, or is he a product? I mean, okay, let me put it this way. He is that talented. I'm not going to say he's not. But he also is on an offense with Big Ben as his quarterback, even if I don't think he's that great. And he's got Antonio Brown. He's got talent all around him. If he goes to a team like, I don't know, pick a team, and maybe he's not as good.
I don't know. Like he kind of almost invented his own like style of running, you know, like they talked about it all last season. And like I think the reason why he's declined the contract is because he wants to be paid like as if he's a receiver / running back, not just a running.
I think also what he wanted too with declining the contract is he wants to hit free agency to see exactly how much he's worth. And then if the Steelers are willing to match or get close, I think then he'll go back to them. But I feel like
he wants to do what Cousins doing and just get a shit ton of money through the franchise tag.
He could. Yeah.
No, Bell is that good. Yeah. I'm just wondering, how old is he at this point?
28.
See, because here's the other thing too with Bell is like he's been suspended before, he's been injured before. It's like that's like because honestly, in the fantasy draft on Sunday, my decision was Bell or Johnson, and I went Johnson because I'm like Johnson's not going to get in trouble. Johnson has never really had an injury issue. They're basically about the same style. They both catch, they both run, they both the center of their offense really in some ways.
Le'Veon Bell's only 25.5.
Whoa! Okay, seriously? Yeah, pay the man.
Yeah.
Like he hasn't even hit his prime yet.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the thing the other thing you have to remember is he's not even played like a full 16-game season. Like, has he ever? Maybe.
I don't think so.
Maybe his first year. Oh, starting. I don't know. He was around for his first year.
He's only been in the league for 4 years. He's already made 2 Pro Bowls.
The year before,
and 1 All-Pro. Yeah. So let's see. Last year he missed 4 games. The year before that he missed 10 games. 2014 he did play all games, and then 2013 he missed 3 games.
What was his stats in 14?
So he had 290 rushing attempts, 1,361 yards, which is a 4.7 average, 8 touchdowns rushing. Receiving, Jesus Christ, 83 receptions, 854 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Good God.
And that was like before he made some more moves forward because he probably had a better season last year than that, and he didn't even play all the games.
Yeah, right. Last year he had 1,268 yards, 4.9 yard per carry average. He had 75 catches and 616 yards with 2 touchdowns.
Good God.
In 4 less games. So
what I'm saying, he's a special player.
But he's going to do terrible.
Right.
So here's a guy.
Right. So Brandon, what was your Justin, what was your Ravens prediction?
Oh, and then my Ravens one was that they will finish with their worst record ever in franchise history. Anything worse than 4-12. And then Mixon, that was it. Yeah.
Okay, right. Brandon, Ravens and Steelers for you.
My Steelers one was Bell wins rushing title with 1,700 yards. And Baltimore becomes top 5 defense.
Again.
Which isn't that bold just because I didn't even realize this, but they were like 7th or 8th last year.
It's just their rushing defense is so good.
Yeah.
Like that's it. But they couldn't stop pass, I feel like. Okay. Well, there's a bold predictions. You guys already said mine. Let me make sure I didn't. Yeah, either through injury or suspension, Barrel only plays 4 games max. James Conner rushes for 1,300 yards. Joe Flacco doesn't return until week 8. Ravens are 1-7. Yeah, that's about it. Okay. All right. So what other new anything MVP? Oh, predictions, record predictions.
Oh yeah.
All right. So let's see. Start at the top. We'll start at the top, Brandon, and go down from there.
Top is Pittsburgh at 10-6. Then it is Baltimore, Cincinnati. They're both 8-8. And then Cleveland is 3-13.
Okay. We're still so. Just for reference, for last year, Steelers were 11-5, Ravens were 8-8, Bengals were 6-9-1, and the Browns were 1-15. So let's see. You've got the Bengals getting a little better, the Browns getting a little better, Ravens staying exactly the same, and then the Steelers getting a little better. So interesting. Justin, what do you have?
I have a bad. God damn it! All right, Steelers at 12-4. Browns at 7-9, Bengals at 5-11, Ravens at 2-14.
Oh, you actually do have them that low. Damn, interesting.
I don't. Well, already the news of Flacco. I just feel like Ryan Mallett is fucking terrible. Like he is not a NFL quarterback. Yeah. So if he's their quarterback, they are not winning games. Especially if you look at their schedule early, it's not exactly like pushover opponents. And I do think the Browns will be definitely improved. I think they'll be around a 500. I have them one game under 500, but I feel like they'll be shown to be a better team because there's so many games last year where they just lost, like where they started the game great and then in the second half they just lost it all. And I feel like they've made enough improvements now to where they can maybe make a step forward.
Makes sense. All right, so I also have the Steelers at 10-6, just as Brandon. My next team is the Ravens at 7-9. I then have the Browns at 6-10, so just one under Justin, and then the Bengals at 4-12.
Damn,
I'm not very high on the Bengals this year. I feel like they're taking a step. This is going to be Marvin Lewis's last year. I feel like Andy Dalton's going to regress, and I don't know. I just feel like they're also going to have. They're not going to, because they have so many running backs and it's so crowded. They're going to try to continuously interchange them, and that's not going to be good for consistency. And then it's gonna fuck shit up.
The other thing with the Bengals is I think that their defense took a lot of hits, and they lost some people. So I don't think I think they're going to have to be one of those offenses that can like score a lot of points. I just don't think they are that offense. Like if you guard AJ Green,
John Ross can only run deep. I mean, he's not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I mean that's why I kind of picked Joe Mixon, just because because they won't be able to load the box kind of thing, because there's receivers out there that can go catch. Like AJ Green, you can't leave him unintended because he will burn you. But
he'll burn you even if he's double covered. So
yeah, Green is a special player, although he's been having some issues of late.
Yeah, they did get Tyler Eifert back.
That's true.
So I'm down on them, but they could prove me. They're the one team I think that could prove me really wrong.
Yeah,
and they could come up and be 12-4. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I just feel like their defense went down and their offense kind of stayed the same.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like naturally they should get worse.
So we have so that puts, I don't know if you have it available. So for my standings, that puts me the Steelers at the 4 seed for the AFC.
Mine, 3 seed for mine. Just by tiebreaker. 4th seed is next week's show.
So whoever wins the AFC South, I assume.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right. I think that pretty much does it for that division. There's not much else to talk about. There wasn't stuff that big with them. So let's move on to the NFC North.
Yeah, buddy.
Bunch of shitty teams.
Lots of boldness for this one.
Oh, goodness. All right.
Cody returns to the Bears, leads them to the Super Bowl. Write it down in your books.
let me type that down right now. Justin is delusional. Got it. Oh, goodness. All right. Let's start with the Packers' top storylines.
Damn, I don't even know. Did they have any?
What they always do and did sign 0 people.
Yeah.
Even though they needed a running back, and they lost 2 of their starting offensive linemen.
And they lost 2 big running backs. They lost James Stark. So the only people they really got, well, I'll save it. We'll save it. I'll just say they had pretty big losses, and their defense is kind of getting older, and not like they're like AJ Hawk is retired. Julius Peppers is gone. Clay Matthews is getting up there in age. Their secondary is.
Who said that? Clay Matthews. Someone say Clay Matthews was doo-doo? I thought I heard someone say Clay Matthews was doo-doo.
Oh, it must have been an echo in your house.
Must have been. must have been Phoenix in his sleep.
Oh. Nah, Daddy do Matthew doo-doo.
Cut your hair, bitch.
When did you get a Mexican son?
Oh, true.
Yeah, so Packers not much there. The Lions. You like the Lions? What was that?
I do. I love the Lions this year. Even though they're in my division, I always like root for the Lions because I like Matthew Stafford so much.
Yeah.
I just feel like he's the most underrated quarterback currently in the NFL. I feel like think about it in our fantasy draft. I just told you earlier that he gets like 4,000 yards every year and almost 30 touchdowns. Yet he always goes like the 8th, 9th, 10th, 15th quarterback. And it's like, this guy is going to be consistently like 15, 18 points a week. Like, you don't even have to think about it. I was going to wait for him, and then I got a little antsy and took Aaron Rodgers, but oh well.
That was your downfall.
And I kind of regret it, to be honest. That might cost me my season. You want to trade Kenny Golladay for him?
Okay. Done. For a second, I had to make sure like who I was at, like who had who, and I was like, "What?" Okay.
Just tricking you,
right?
I guess
storyline wise, I mean, they made their offensive line better, but that's kind of more of a.
You could say Calvin Johnson explaining why he retired.
Yeah, that's Lions related for sure.
You want to give a little bit of an explanation on that one?
Go for it, Brandon.
Basically, he was like, I mean, like he just didn't want to be with the franchise anymore, right? Like, didn't want like losing, so he decided to retire. I think that's all it was.
Yeah, that's how I remember it. It's basically that's the gist of it. Is that he didn't want to be part of the organization anymore because he didn't see them winning anytime soon. So
and they went to the playoff last year without him.
Yeah.
Now Kenny Golladay is going to be a fucking stud.
Yeah, you think so?
Not even a bold prediction, just reality.
Yeah, I had said that they didn't have any big losses as far as players go, and then like just Matthew Stafford finally getting recognition from last year with him being like the best, late game quarterback last year. So that's pretty much what I had for them. Vikings. That's what I feel like.
I guess them just gaining. I mean, I guess the biggest story would be that Peterson
left
because he was like their franchise running back for all those years, and now he's not there anymore. And then he didn't retire. It wasn't like he retired. He's
right. They got rid of him. Yeah. That's pretty much all I had. The other one I had was the it's kind of a small one, but they didn't pick up the option on Teddy Bridgewater, so they aren't confident in his heel and his knee. So
sad story.
Yeah,
it is sad
because he was showing so much promise. Like,
I think. I don't know. It's hard to say, but I think he'd probably been better than Bradford.
Definitely.
Bradford's safe, I kind of feel like, but Bradford's not going to win you any games either. Right. Whereas I feel like Bridgewater was the kind of guy that, with his with all his ability, could have eventually evolved into that type of quarterback that could, like almost like a Russell Wilson type, or maybe a Russell Wilson light, but like a Russell Wilson type quarterback where, he can run. He does not, but it's not his first option, and he can make moves.
Or maybe even more like similar to Culpepper.
Yep. That'd be a good one.
For a second, I was like Culpepper. I was like, who are you talking about?
Culpepper? What is this, Madden 2002? What the fuck's going on here?
Right? Yeah. Well, sucks for them. Yeah, there wasn't really much. I mean, other than them bringing in who they brought in to replace him. But we'll get to that. Bears. The Chicago Bears.
Bears. I think there's no bigger story than the biggest story of the draft, which was that they traded a freaking King's ransom to get Mitchell Trubisky.
Not even just to get Trubisky, to move up one spot.
Yeah.
To get Trubisky.
And they probably would they probably would have gotten him without.
Right.
Because it's like,
I mean, didn't the 49ers come out and say that they would have taken Solomon Thomas anyway?
They said they were going to take Thomas regardless.
And they never got any other deals offered. Right?
Was trying to trade him or something.
What? Oh,
I thought I read. I mean, maybe it may have been sports mockery, and they suck. So take it with a grain of salt. But I thought they said that after the fact, there was one other team that was talking with the Niners to trade up in an attempt to get Trubisky.
Oh,
the Bears just offered like way more.
So for the Bears to move up from the 3rd to the 2nd overall, they gave San Francisco the 3rd overall, their 3rd round pick, their 4th round pick from this year, and next year's 3rd.
I don't want to hear it anymore.
God,
they give it too much. I agree. I mean, if Mitchell Trubisky is the next Peyton Manning, then I'll go, all right, fine. But I don't think he's going to be.
But so I think part of the story is doing that doing that trade for the draft to get your franchise quarterback, but then signing Mike Glennon to 3 years, $45 million.
Yep. Mike Glennon,
the career backup. Yeah, the career backup.
And it's kind of looking like he's not even going to start at all now.
Yeah, he was quoted today as deja vu. He's having deja vu. This is why I have to stress to anyone that's not a Bears fan that watches this why being a Bears fan is literally the worst right now, because Ryan Pace, we live in a world where Ryan Pace thinks signing a quarterback for just as much money as you had for your existing quarterback at the time, Jay Cutler.
Did you say your Cutler back? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I would rather have Cutler than Glennon. It's no worse.
That's true.
And then if you want to draft Trubisky, then it makes sense. But it's like, oh yeah. Like when we signed Glennon, it was like our first big thing, and I was just like, this is how this is going to go, isn't it? Like, we need corners, we need all types of other positions, receiver, we need like all this other stuff, and we're just like, Mike Glennon, seal it,
pour the money bag,
Mike Glennon, done.
He was like your first. You guys got him before Trubisky, though, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We got him right. We were like, it was one of the first signs of free agency, and I was like, sweet. I think I was furious that day.
Yeah. You were
like, why do we sign Glennon? And I'm like, I'm watching clips, and it didn't make it better because all the clips were just him throwing stupid passes. I'm like, God damn.
Well, the best part about all this is you also signed Mark Sanchez as your 3rd quarterback.
That I don't mind. Only because from what Dak Prescott had said, the great Dak Prescott, top 5 quarterback Dak Prescott said that Mark Sanchez helped him a lot get acclimated to NFL lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So if I honestly feel like the Mark Sanchez signing was Ryan Pace going, hey, we're gonna move up to get Trubisky. We're getting him regardless in that 1st round. So let's get Sanchez now, and then he can kind of hopefully rub off on him like he did on Dak.
He's definitely gonna rub off on Dak.
He's gonna fumble.
He's gonna rub him off.
Yeah. Other than that, stories for the Bears, I don't really think there's much.
No. Well, you lost Alshon Jeffrey. That's a pretty big story.
Yeah.
Sorry, this all hurts. I'm sorry.
And somehow I think we're gonna be better this year. That's how delusional I really am.
Yep, you are real delusional.
I just looked at the record I have for him, like, that ain't happening. None of Glennon starts any games.
14-2. All right.
16-0 because Cutler comes back. We win.
Super
Bears bear down.
The rest of their draft picks for Cutler.
Right?
Right. Straight Trubisky for Cutler. Just like, fuck him. We need Cutler. Give us Cuddy. I think all our fans would just burn the city down.
Wouldn't be the first Chicago fire.
No. From cows.
True.
I'm fat too, so I know.
All right. Let's get to the best pickups. We'll start with the Packers.
Martellus Bennett. If you say anything else, it's probably not true.
Yeah, that's who
like,
I got.
really, I looked at their list today and I was like, oh, it's just Bennett, basically. Okay, cool.
Nah, it's Ricky Francois.
I just say Francois.
Peanut butter gelatin. No, it's definitely Martellus Bennett. That's a no-brainer.
And I don't even think he's that good of a pickup.
I mean, he's definitely better than Cook, but
yeah, he's better than Cook. He's probably the best tight end they've had since Jermichael Finley, but
but he's still I think he's getting older and he's like a B minus, maybe C plus.
I think he's better at talking than he is at playing.
Yes. Him and his brother. Bunch of bums. All right. Lions.
I was gonna say Wagner and Lang, kind of tied, both offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Amir Abdullah, if they can get him, keep him healthy, stay with a good offensive line, maybe he gets going, actually turns into a good running back, and obviously keep Stafford more time for Stafford is always going to be a good thing. So that's why I picked those two. I was going to say Kenny Galladay. I think that's like the popular one, but I went those two guys because I think that's going to make the whole offense work better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brandon.
Yeah, I was going to say TJ Lang as well. Like, I mean, it's always good to help the offensive line, and I feel like Stafford was kind of scrambling a lot last year. So,
yeah, I also have TJ Lang as my pick, but I was going to pick Jared Davis, who is the middle linebacker that they got in the draft for the first round pick from Florida, just because I feel like he's pretty good and he's going to start day one for them as their middle linebacker. And that was one spot they need like a better leader, I think, on their defense. So that was kind of my other thing, but I picked TJ Lang too because can't pick against offensive linemen. Minnesota.
Riley Reef, because that offensive line was complete, although he's already hurt, but complete shit last year.
So the funny thing, you say Riley Reeve. You said TJ Lang for the Lions, but then you say Riley Reeve for the Vikings, who was on the Lions.
Yep.
Who they got rid of too. Yeah.
They upgraded. I still feel like the Viking line's gonna. I'm stroking out constantly. Vikings line is gonna still be doo doo, but it'll just be less doo doo.
Right.
I mean, Reef's already hurt, so it's like undisclosed back injury. Which, when something's undisclosed, that means like to me, like, uh-oh, like
right.
We don't know. We don't want to let our fans down yet.
Yeah. I guess I kind of want to go with Cook, just because. I mean, they drafted him pretty high. And I don't see him I don't see Murray starting over him, especially because Murray's injured, right?
Yeah, I think next week he said he was going to be ready to start taking reps. But
yeah, but I mean, from what I've seen so far, Cook has been kind of living up to his hype, so I think I'd go with him.
Yeah, from what I've read, Cook has definitely kind of made the case that the job should be his, regardless of what Murray does. So at the very least, he'll be involved. It's going to be a split situation at the very least.
Yeah, and they were definitely lacking in running back last year. So
they were dead last year in rushing as a team.
Good God.
So I also picked Dalvin Cook, and the reason I did was, I mean, basically what you guys are saying. Their leading rusher was Jerick McKinnon, who they kept. He had like 550 yards. So they were terrible last year.
Yeah.
I feel like I had him on my fantasy team at one point when Peterson went down, and then realized this is never going to work and just dropped
terrible
him.
idea,
right? Especially because Asiata took all the damn scores.
Yeah, I was you fucking Samoan fuck.
But their running game basically is their pass game. I feel like is an extension of their running game because of their slants and screens and the short passes that they make. So
yeah, I think they were still kind of built to play behind Peterson, and that just never fell through over the past 2 years,
which is unfortunate for them.
Quit switching your kids, Peterson. Jeez. I mean, Viking. I also, like I said, their offensive line is just like shit.
Yeah, they lost Matt Khalil, who was still. I mean, he was a bum anyway. They got Mike Remmers. I don't even know who that is, and Riley Reef. So 2 tackles, but it doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's going to be much better this year for them.
No,
they just have such a good defense, though.
Yeah.
Right.
You got Case Keenum.
I was gonna jokingly put him as my best up.
They also got Michael Floyd.
Oh, jeez.
Say sober.
He didn't though, right? Didn't he already get suspended?
I think he already got suspended. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he already got suspended. So
Because of Sambuca or something.
He's a dumbass. Da Bears.
I thought it was T. Best upgrade. It's gotta be Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, definitely.
Not Mike Glennon, that's for fucking sure.
No, definitely not Mike Glennon.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I also had Trubisky, but I also put, I don't know why, I put Marcus Wheaton.
Yeah, actually, that's who I was gonna say.
Although Deontay Thompson ran back a field goal for a touchdown in the preseason and looked real good doing it. So now I don't even know if Wheaton's gonna be our starter at kick return.
Well, I mean,
I was saying as your receiver.
Yeah, because your receivers are kind of Kevin White could be good, but he's doing flashes, but he doesn't stay consistent.
Bold prediction: Kevin White will not play more than 6 games.
It's not even bold. Has he ever even done that?
No. Has he played more than 3 games? Like, Jesus Christ.
Played 3. In the third game, he was good, and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, he's done. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We've got White, who's not even our number 1, because Cameron Meredith is our number 1, which scares me just to say it. I feel like it's Devin Hester era all over again. And then we got Victor Cruz, if he has anything left in the tank. We have Kendall Wright, who I've always felt like is like an underrated, underperforming receiver, though. Like, he has potential. He's had games where, like, holy crap, this guy's good, but then the next game also he does nothing. And then Marcus Wheaton, you said, and then, yeah.
I feel like Wheaton could develop into like the 1 or 2 guy, and then Kendall Wright is definitely an upgrade over Royal.
Yeah.
So that helps.
100%. 100%.
I'm just hoping Kevin White does something this year. That's all I'm hoping.
I mean, when he was picked at pick number 10 or something?
I think 5 or 6, yeah.
That's a high pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of everyone I remember that year was like, hopefully Cooper falls to us. Cooper didn't fall to us, so we were like, Kevin White.
Was it the 2015 draft? 2014 draft?
15.
And wasn't it like right after Jeffrey's like breakout season though?
Yeah, it was right there. I think Marshall left, and then Jeffrey was there, and it was like, oh, Jeffrey and White, it's gonna be so awesome. And then
oh, okay. So Cooper, Brandon Scherf, Leonard Williams, they picked him at 7. They picked Kevin White. Right after him was Vic Beasley, who's the beast defensive end for Atlanta. Who was after? Todd Gurley was after.
I mean, I guess that's still.
I mean, your running backs are pretty good now. Melvin Gordon, Marcus Peters.
Oh, don't tell me Marcus P.
Marcus Peters at 18.
Jesus. Although I don't think we would ever call that earlier.
Yeah. That was actually a shitty class. Good God. Let me go through this class really quick. We're going to take a side trip because, Jesus Christ, this class sucks. All right. Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota went 1 and 2. They're pretty good. Dante Fowler Jr. is so far a bust. Amari Cooper, Brandon Scherf, Leonard Williams, all Pro Bowlers, all picked pretty well. Kevin White, so far, I'd say a bust.
It's based after this season. If he doesn't do something, he's a bust.
Yeah. So Falcons at 8 had Vic Beasley. He's
great,
really good.
Yeah.
Giants drafted Eric Flowers, who is terrible at tackle. They tried to move him to right tackle, and he couldn't do it. Todd Gurley, Trey Waynes on the Vikings. I feel like he's still underperformed as a first-round pick, as an 11 overall.
Everyone talks about Xavier Rhodes, not Trey Waynes.
Right. Danny Shelton for the Browns. He's okay. He's not special. Yeah. Right. Andreas Pete for the Saints. I guess he's still their starter. I don't know. Devontae Parker is okay. Melvin Gordon. Kevin Johnson is a cornerback for Houston. Eric Armstead for the 49ers. Marcus Peters. Cameron Irving for the Browns. Nelson Aguilar. Cedric Ogbuehi.
Aguilar was a first-round pick?
Yeah.
Aguilar was 20th overall.
Holy shit.
From the Eagles.
He's from USC, right?
Yeah, that's about how heavy his hands are. It's 20 pounds each. Fucking stone hands. Bud Dupree, Shane Ray, DJ Humphrey, Shaq Thompson, Rashad Perriman, Byron Jones, Laken Tomlinson, Philip Dorsett, Demarius Randall, and Stephon Anthony. So, that's a terror. I mean, 1, 2, 3.
Dorsett
4.
could be good.
Dorsett could be good. He got drafted by a team that didn't need him.
Yeah.
at all. Like at all, didn't need him.
Yeah. Byron Jones for the Cowboys is pretty good, but other than that, it's not very good.
Yeah, that's a bad class.
Yeah, we'll save that. We'll do the past few drafts for another SPRtz talk. Let's get back on track here. Let's go to bold predictions for each team.
Did we do all the pickups?
Yeah, Martellus Bennett, TJ Lang, Dalvin Cook, Mitchell Trubisky.
Okay.
All right, Justin. You can either start at the top or start at the bottom.
For bold prediction, or wait, I don't actually have one here for the Vikings, so we're gonna skip the Vikings right now until I think about that. All right. Packers. I'll just do Packers bold prediction. They will finish the season 32nd, aka last in rushing yards, and top 10 in sacks allowed.
Ooh, he doesn't get sacked a lot, but he gets pressured a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, Brandon, what do you got for the Packers?
Devontae Adams overtakes an aging Nelson as most productive receiver.
That is bold.
That is pretty bold. So I have that the rushing offense is so bad that Aaron Rodgers regresses, has his worst season of his career, and they missed the playoffs for the first time in like 8 years.
All right.
My original bold prediction was going to be they were going to have their worst. They were going to have their first losing season. But then I looked back, and it wasn't even that long ago that they had a losing season. So I was like, oh, well, that's not that bold.
Yeah.
It was like 3 years ago or something like that, 2 years ago.
No, it's not. They've made the playoffs, I feel like, since 2008. I'm pretty sure I saw that stat.
Yeah, that was it, 2008.
Okay. So the year before, it was the year that the second
that's 9 years ago. Never mind, that is a long time.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's yeah. I didn't want that, you dummy. All right. Lions.
Stafford has his best season since 2013 and passes for over 4,500 yards and 35 TDs.
God damn.
Show me your TDs. Old, honestly.
Well, if you look at his stats, he's not gotten over 30 touchdowns since 2000, before even 2013, and then he had 4,600 yards in 2013, but then since then he's 41, 4,000, 42.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, he's gonna actually take a bump. I was gonna say he was gonna have over 5. You know what? Fuck it. Bold prediction. He's gonna have over 5,000 yards and 35 touchdowns.
Okay.
Which he's only done once in his career before.
I like it. Brandon, what do you got?
Mine's just wins the division with a tiebreaker over Green Bay.
That hasn't happened in a while.
Yeah.
Pretty bold prediction. My bold prediction is that Kenny Galladay becomes the number 1 receiver after week 4 and is a top 15 receiver in yards.
You just want that to happen in fantasy.
God damn right I do. So, I mean, he's looked pretty good. He's the big body that they didn't have really before. I mean, since Calvin Johnson left. And, I mean, who they got? They got Golden Tate and Marvin Jones, right?
Yep. That's pretty much it.
So
that's although Golden Tate is pretty good though, it's not
like Golden Tate's not good. It's just I feel like Golden Tate's like a bottom tier.
He's like an A-.
Right. He's like an A- B+, Yeah.
I feel like he'd be on most teams he'd be their second receiver.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, even if they put him or Marvin Jones in the slot and put Galladay, outside, I think
Galladay is going to be a huge red zone threat because he's just so fucking big.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, does Detroit use a lot of 3 receiver sets?
Yes.
They will now. Yeah.
I think Tom Bolden was very successful last year in the red zone.
Okay. Yeah. I know they said they're moving Tate to the slot, so obviously
then Galladay must be
they'll put him as the as the doohickey.
Right. Do you have your Vikings one yet?
I do.
Okay.
Sam Bradford, week 1, will be hit so many times that his body will just combust.
He's gonna implode.
He will just implode because there'll just be so many sacks.
A little pile of dust,
right? That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, I like that bold prediction. So your prediction?
I feel terrible. I feel like a complete asshole.
So I want to look at an old picture from him in like college. Like, did he always look that like scared?
Yeah, he always looks like shocked or like surprised.
Yeah.
Wait, how did I get in this football uniform? Where are all these men yelling around to get me?
He just looks like he's always overwhelmed and like, I don't know.
Hold on, I think I have a. Let me see if I can pull it up here.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, I'll say mine.
All right.
Dalvin Cook lives up to rookie hype and gets 1,600 total yards.
1,600 total yards. Okay. Yeah. All right. I don't know if you can click on my screen and see. Yeah. So that's that right there is Sam Bradford. I mean, there's some pretty good pictures of him looking kind of. That was pretty good. So there we go. That's our Sam Bradford. All right. So my bold prediction for the Vikings is that Dalvin Cook wins the NFC Rookie of the Year for offense. He has 1,300 plus rushing yards, and the Vikings will have a top 10 rushing offense.
All right.
I think that's pretty bold.
That's super bold.
Yeah, that's definitely bold.
Going from last to top 10, I feel like is definitely super bold. So, all right, Justin, we're gonna wait. I'm gonna do your one last. So, Brandon, what's your Bears bold prediction?
Don't be mad, Justin. No receiver has above 800 yards.
Not even bold. They're gonna go to like 40 receivers.
I know. I feel like I should have gone with like 500 instead of 800.
If you did that, that would be bold. Your predictions.
Okay. I'll do 500 yards instead. Okay.
All right, 500 yards. All
Especially Trubisky starts because when he's been playing, he's literally thrown to like 8 different receivers every time.
Yeah.
And not even because he's like other people are switching in. It's just literally like, here's one for the running back, here's one for the fullback, here's one for this receiver, tight end. Like
he's spreading the love. Hello to everybody who's watching. It looks like we have 3 viewers, which means 2 more than me. Right? So was that Melissa walking behind you, or is that a ghost?
That was a ghost.
Oh, true. So my bold prediction for the Bears is that Mitchell Trubisky starts at least 10 games and finishes with an 8-2 record.
Damn.
I would love that.
I was trying to be nice for you.
There's the ghost of Jay Cutler behind me. That's who it was.
That was true.
So you want mine?
Yeah.
I don't think you're ready for mine. Bears win the Super Bowl. No, way too bold.
And we're done.
And that your credibility just went out the window. No, mine is that Leonard Floyd leads the league in sacks.
We didn't even really talk about their defense.
No, because that's the thing is, I feel like their defense is. To be honest, I thought about it, like I'm just not gonna. I'll wait till the last pick to get a defense in my fantasy draft, and I'll just pick the Bears and cross my fingers. But then I remember their corners aren't that good, so then I was like, let's not do that. Let's not put my whole fantasy season on some shitty corners.
Here's the thing: when they say that one of your significant losses is Tracy Porter, then you know it's good.
Yeah, he did okay for him. I don't like that he was the number 1.
He's a bum.
You gotta remember, our team still holds hope that Kyle Fuller will.
She went upstairs.
Yeah, she went upstairs. We still hold hope that Kyle Fuller will somehow pan out, even though it's been like 6 years or something.
No. And isn't he injured too, or wasn't that not as serious?
No, it wasn't serious. I think he's okay now.
Okay. So well, you did get Prince Amukamara.
Meh. And then Marcus Peters, or not? God, I always do that. It's Marcus Cooper.
Marcus Cooper and Quentin Demps as a safety. He should be better than whoever that fucking guy you had last year who couldn't cover a bed with a blanket.
The guy that cost us the Packers game in Lambeau, where we came back like 3 touchdowns to tie it up, and all of a sudden we're just like, and then Aaron Rodgers like, all right, I'm done playing. Just throws it up and all of a sudden.
What's that guy's name? I feel like his name's interesting.
I probably just snuffed that thought out of my mind. I don't actually know who you're talking about. Okay. Yeah, who was our safety? Was it? No, that's our like.
Not Amos, is it?
What?
Amos?
Not ringing bells.
Adrian Amos.
Amos, yes, our rookie. He was like, I think he was a rookie last year or the year before.
He was a rookie last year.
Yeah, because Sports Mockery was just like, oh my God, he's so good. Although we did get Eddie Jackson out of Alabama this year, and if he wasn't injured, from what I understand, he would have been drafted higher. So we kind of got lucky there. It was like the one pick of the draft at the time I was happy about.
Is he still injured?
No, he's playing. He's been doing good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, on the depth chart they have Adrian Amos and yeah. So your front seven actually looks pretty solid. Your inside linebackers are good. Your outside linebackers could be okay.
The problem is that McPhee is hurt. Also, Trevathan is hurt already. So health has been the main issue for our defense.
You guys have Lamar Houston?
Yep. Huh. Like I said, we have a lot of good defensive players. They're either hurt or Freeman got suspended that one time, and it's just like we can't catch a break.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because in the preseason, the one thing, like that first game, Glennon turned over the ball like twice in like 4 seconds or whatever it was. Like flew through a pick six, and then on the next drive, fumbled the ball away. Yeah. And like we only like our defense kept them to 3, even though you would think an offense after getting the ball after a pick six, and then the next possession fumbled on the first play would have so much momentum. Like our defense still held tough and kept them to 3. So
yeah.
I honestly feel like what happens is by like mid-season, the defense is like, just who fucking cares?
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough one.
Wait till you hear my record. That's more bolder than anything.
All right, well let's get to it.
We didn't do the MVP.
Oh yeah, okay. Jay Cutler when he comes back. MVP. God fucking damn it!
You're my MVP is Aaron Rodgers.
I went with Stafford.
Yep, Stafford.
My bold prediction was that Rodgers is going to suck, but I don't think he's going to suck.
Your bold prediction is white.
My bold prediction
is terrible, but he's my MVP.
Right? Terrible. Well, that's what you almost did with Bell, right?
Mm-hmm.
I almost did it, and then I was like, can't do it. I'm gonna get at least little evidence that I actually think that'll happen.
I really hope Stafford. I like Stafford too. I just like you said, I feel like he's super duper underrated, and
he was in the conversation last year, and then he kind of had like a little bit of a rough stretch where he didn't do so well, and then they went right out the window. Everyone just forgot about him.
Yeah,
because it's all those comeback wins. It was just like, what the heck? But then I think what kind of happened is like just other, obviously Brady and Ryan was playing so good, and
yeah.
But people started talking Ezekiel Elliott, even though that's the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Did you not like when Adrian Peterson won the MVP?
No, I don't. Not because he's a running back. Because people were saying like Ezekiel Elliott's like MVP worthy when he's rushing behind the best line in football. Yet David Johnson's doing just about the same amount of stats behind like it was like the 15th offensive line. I was like, how can you say that Elliott's and then not even mention David Johnson? Because it's not just because I'm biased because I like David Johnson. It was more like Elliott's rushing behind literally. I feel like you could put freaking me behind that offensive line. I could probably clip off 3 yards of carry at least.
True.
I'm not saying I'm going to go out and be MVP. I'm just saying I could probably get 3 yards of carry.
Right.
Bold prediction.
His average yards before contact was like 3.5 or something.
That's insane.
Yeah, I know. Like he was not getting touched. So he was getting 3 yards for free before even anyone touched him. So
I think that's crazy.
That's my rant about Ezekiel Elliott's MVP discussion. That's probably about 8 months too old.
Definitely is 8 months too old.
Here's why Elliott shouldn't be MVP last year.
So 2016 records: Packers won the division at 10-6. Lions were 9-7. They both made the playoffs. Vikings were 8-8, surprisingly, and the Bears were Trace and Trace team.
You know what's funny? All my records are the same except for the last place team.
Huh.
Not for the coordinating teams, it's just the order of the records. Like 9-6, 9-7, 8-8, and then
Mine are pretty close. All right, so Brandon, who you got? Top to bottom.
Top to bottom. Top is Detroit at 10-6, and then Green Bay at 10-6. But like I said, they'll win. Detroit will win the tiebreaker. And then it's Minnesota at 7-9, and Chicago stays the same at 3-13. Sorry.
All right. I'll go. So I have the Packers at 11-5. I've got the Lions at 10-6. Got the Vikings at 7-9, and the Bears at 5-11. So a little better than they were. So Justin's got some optimism, I feel like, for his Chicago Bears.
So I also agree with Brandon. 10-6 for the Lions. We all had them at 10-6. So apparently,
Yep,
Lions are going 10-6. All three of us agree to that.
Right.
It's just if they win the division. I have them win the division. I have the Vikings at 9-7, and then I have the Packers at 8-8. I think the running game catches up to them, and the offensive line losses.
My bold prediction.
And then I have the Bears at 7-9.
You are hopeful. I'd really like to know who you have the Bears winning.
Okay, I just pulled it up. Actually, I have the Bears beating. I have the Bears not winning a game till week 4. I have them beating Green Bay in Lambeau because that seems to be what they always do, except for last year when they fucked it up. And then I have them beating the Vikings at home, the Ravens in week 6. So they're going to start 3-3 before their bye week. No, correction. They lose their next 2 games before their bye week, so they'll be 3-5 at the bye week. Then Packers will beat them in Soldier Field. Then I have the Bears pulling an upset week 11 against the Lions. And then I have them beating the Niners. I have them beating the Bengals. I have them beating the Lions 1 of the 2 times, which that's probably wrong, but I can probably switch that. But yeah, I actually went through it and redid all of it again today, just to keep it updated. But
I'm pretty sure when I first did it, I had them going 2-14.
It's like I had the Ravens. I had them at 1-15. I'm like, that's a little bit low. Yeah. I mean, I gotta give them at least one more win.
Right.
They're not as bad.
I feel like the Bears. So for overall standings in the playoffs, that puts the Lions at the 5th seed for me, and the Packers at 2 seed.
I have the Lions at the 4th seed, and then 9th seed is none of the other teams make it basically.
I would say 9th seed. That doesn't make sense. Gotcha. I don't know. I feel like the Bears. Jordan Howard was the 2nd leading rusher last year, and he got LASIK surgery, so the motherfucker can see now. He can see those glaring holes that your pretty good offensive line can make.
The other bold prediction I was going to make is that Tariq Cohen has more total yards than Jordan Howard.
That's a bold prediction.
Yeah. Just because they seem so high on him right now. Like, he is just like the Messiah out here. Like, everyone's like, Cohen and Trubisky, just drop the rest of the team, just put it on a rookie. Like, what the hell are you guys talking about? I can't tell you how many people already are like, Trubisky's going to take us to the Super Bowl this year. I'm not even kidding. It's ridiculous. This year. Yeah, people are like, we got to put in Trubisky and we'll go to the Super Bowl. And people that say that, I think it literally should be locked in an asylum.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, I guess it could happen. Like, you look at a roster, like on paper, it should be better than it is, but just John Fox sucks. So
he'll be gone next year?
Yeah, there's another poll prediction. The whole fucking front office gets cleaned out again. And Georgia McCaskey finally passes away.
Damn. God. Bold prediction. A lady dies.
A lady dies. But what was I going to say? Yeah, our offensive coordinator name is Dowell, like a dowel rod. Like, what the fuck? Dowell Loggins.
Our offensive coordinator's name is, his name's Matt Cavanaugh.
His name's Matt. Our guy's got a weird name too. It's Matt, one of the most popular names in the United States. Oh,
well, you said Dowell. I didn't know you meant first name at first.
Yeah, people walk all over him. That's
right. His name's Dowell Loggins.
He's in the danger zone.
He was, and I think he was like our quarterback's coach. And then like Gase left, and they're like, "Nah, you can be the coach." I was just like, "Oh, that's cool."
He knows the offense. Let's just give it to that guy.
He obviously doesn't, because Jordan Howard was so damn good, and yet he would refuse to run with him. Now I'm getting sidetracked. I'm just pissed off about last year still.
Yeah. All right. Now you're pissed off. Now we're gonna hold it.
By the way, did you notice this episode had a strong focus on me hating Le'Veon Bell because he beat me in both my fantasy leagues?
Yes.
I became runner-up, and I'm like, you know what? This year, you pay, Bell. You pay.
Yeah. I think that'll do it. Any other?
Oh, you guys didn't answer my question from last week.
Oh, this is a toughie.
I honestly forgot your question.
It was Peyton or Barry Sanders. Who would you take?
Oh, Walter Payton and Barry Sanders. I would take Barry Sanders. Just because I've seen more stuff of Barry Sanders, and I'm not biased with the Bears.
See, I almost. It's such a hard question because you just don't know what Sanders would have done if he just played longer.
Yeah,
but I feel like if he did, he would have had better stats than Peyton. So I almost gotta say Barry Sanders, even though that's like blasphemy as a Bears fan. Peyton was damn good. Like he was definitely one of the best ever, but I think it's one of those things where just like Sanders was just so good and did so much, like did so well for such that even though it was such a little amount of time, it's hard to argue that really.
Yeah,
he pulled a Calvin Johnson and was like, "Fuck this team, I'm out."
While we're actually, I'm going to
have
look
like a greatest of all time for each position podcast or something.
All right, so
or like top something of all time. Top like
so
5.
just total career stats. Walter Payton did play 12 years, which is pretty incredible. He had a 4.4 yards per average per rush, and Barry Sanders had 5.
Yeah, which is crazy when you think of 5 yards per carry.
It's like
why would you that just in this basic math? That means if you just gave him the ball, he would get you a first down on second down every fucking time. Like just based on average, obviously that's not
so.
Right.
In 12 years, Walter Payton had 16,700 yards. In 9 years, so 3 less years, Barry Sanders had 15,269.
Good.
See, that's what I'm saying.
One more season, one more year, and he'd have caught him. Right.
All right.
What's their touchdowns at? So Walter Payton had 110. Barry Sanders had 99.
So you can say he could have broken that too.
Yeah. Barry Sanders. I think if Barry Sanders played longer, he would have broken. He would have records. I don't know if they would have been like.
What does Emmitt Smith have again?
I know a lot, but he played a lot longer.
Yeah, he did because he went to the Cardinals for a couple years, and
LT has the touchdowns record, right?
For a season, yeah. Well, actually,
LaDainian Tomlinson career stats. He definitely has the season one. So Emmitt Smith has 18,355 compared to Barry Sanders 15,269. So roughly
and how many seasons though?
15. So 6 more years, right?
That's,
and only 3,000 more yards.
That's why that's all a facade.
His yard per carry average is 4.2.
Yeah, see, that's about average for a good running back.
Right.
Like even now, but if you play 15 years and you're like I hope to fucking God you break some records if you played that long.
Yeah.
So Emmitt Smith had 164 career touchdowns. LaDainian Tomlinson had 145.
Damn. So touchdowns, they did have a ton more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But LT only played 11 years, and Emmitt Smith played 15.
Just for shits and giggles, how many yards did Tomlinson have?
13,684.
So not bad.
He had a 4.3 average. And that was playing with Phillip Rivers, majority of his career, who it was a pass-first offense.
Yeah, like LT, I feel like should have a few more all-purpose yards.
Yeah.
Yards
and touchdowns too. Yeah.
His last 3 years though were not good.
But he was with the Jets.
Well, his last year with San Diego, he only had 730 yards. His first year with the Jets, he had 914, and then his second year with the Jets, he only had 280.
Yeah, he was basically a backup.
Right. So, excuse me. But did you know that LaDainian Tomlinson has more career passing touchdowns than Mike Glennon?
My original bold prediction, listen to this bold prediction, and then once I read that report, I'm like, nope, too bold, was that Mike Glennon was going to start all 16 games this season.
That's not going to happen. That is definitely not.
At this point, I'm like, I don't even know if he's going to start week 1 at this point. Like, literally, there's not a single fan in this city right now that's like, start Glennon week 1. Everyone's like, Trubisky, just put him in.
Should. I mean, you traded all the stuff for him. You might as well fucking do it.
You paid a fucking king's ransom to get him.
Okay, Glennon, so I lied.
So far, I lied. Terrible.
Mike Glennon doesn't have less touchdowns than LaDainian Tomlinson. He does have 30, but he also has 15 interceptions, whereas LT is 7 and 0. So, where's his quarterback rating? That would be hilarious. So LT's career quarterback rating is 146.9. That's pretty funny. That is oh, hey, look at that. What? We traded Deshaun Phillips. Why?
Live breaking news.
Live breaking news. Redskins acquire center Lucas Crowley from the Steelers for cornerback Deshaun Phillips.
We got to do the whole episode but now over because I think the Steelers lose one more game.
I guess maybe Spencer Long's injury is a little worse than it seems.
I guess.
But they're not very...
they're high on Roulier.
Are they?
Yeah.
Obviously not if they just...
That's unfortunate. I think we're going to end the podcast on that, though. Because
we went from me playing about the Bears to you just getting...
Right? Yeah. Well, I think that'll do it for part 3.
Next week, going south.
Going downtown.
Deep south.
That's racist.
What? Oh, God.
Right. In case you're watching or listening to this, Tony ain't shit.
Yes. Always got to end with that. Tony ain't shit. So thank anybody who watched
on the regular show and then the nerd version of the show, the non-sport version of the show, where at the end, instead of saying goodbye, we just say that something isn't shit.
Yeah.
Like all of us.
True.
Just be like, Tony ain't shit, or like, for instance, like
Mitchell Trubisky ain't shit.
Oreos ain't shit.
Yeah, but M&M's are having an Oreo flavor.
I saw that.
They're called
Scream something.
Yeah.
Cookies and Scream.
Cookies and Scream. All right.
Why is it called Cookies and Scream?
Because Cookies and Cream, and they changed this S in front of cream to make Scream, Brandon, and it's Halloween.
It's okay. That's where I was. It was a Halloween.
It's a Halloween. Yeah, it's a Halloween one.
I think they literally, it's like, we want to do Oreo M&M's, but we can't think of a really good name. Like, let's release them in October. We'll call them Cookies and Scream. Fuck it. These kids don't give a shit. They just want to stuff their faces.
Kids, I'm getting some Oreo cookies and Scream. Right. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I'm going to eat way too many Cookies and Scream.
True. All right, that'll do it. If you're listening or watching, thank you for listening or watching. Subscribe to our YouTube, and I almost said Instagram. YouTube, iTunes, wherever you're watching or listening.
Just like figure it out. Like, it's not hard.
That's what she said. And that's it. Have a good night. Catch us on Monday and on next Wednesday.
Yeah, do that.
Bears ain't shit.
See ya.
Redskins ain't shit.